Hey everyone, welcome to the monthly newsletter for integrative homeopathy. We're in the month of February right now. I'm up in Michigan. I know other people are probably spread all over the place, but yeah, it's still winter, still cold. And I just wanted to talk to you this month about this kind of like flu, norovirus that's going around and give you some tips of what I'm seeing and other homeopaths are seeing. Want to talk to you about some other remedies for the bronchial tubes, which I'm noticing are really become damaged after these illnesses. I'd like to talk to you about vaccines and how avoiding them can help you, and how detoxing them can also help strengthen your immune system, and give you just some other tips and advice that I've been seeing. So let's get started. My name is Katie Cunha. I know some of you might be new here. If you are and you're wondering who I am, I've been a homeopath for the past 10 years. I did a lot of my practice in Texas, and now I'm up in Michigan. This is my 4th month doing these video newsletters, and I just really, I have a Facebook group. It's called Integrative Homeopathy. If you'd like to join that, it has a little orange flower on Facebook. There's about 16,000 people in that group, but I just do not like being limited by the Facebook censorship, even though they say they're not going to do that anymore. So I wanted to start this newsletter. But I also have a website called integrativehomeopathics.com if you'd like to check that out as well. So yeah, we're seeing lots of illnesses. I know with my kids' school, there's been like just my daughter just yesterday was like, oh, 10 kids were absent from my class. People on the news are saying don't even come if you're sick, because there's just so many kids sick. People are being hospitalized. So this virus looks a little different, it seems like, than in the fall, which the fall looked kind of similar, but it had like this crazy cough that lingered. This also has a lingering doesn't seem to turn into like a mycoplasma pneumonia or anything. So that's good, but it does seem more digestive is what I'm seeing. Like it'll hit harder on the stomach. A lot more people getting, vomiting, nausea, diarrhea kinds of symptoms. So I've heard it being called different like types of flu, different like norovirus, adenovirus. So I'm just going to kind of show you some of the things that I use, or I have recommended other clients to use, that can help. So first of all, my top remedies of the Gelsemium, Eupatorium, Bryonia. If you don't know how to spell those and you're brand new, I will have everything written underneath here. Now you can find any of those remedies at your local health food store. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them on Helios is a great pharmacy in London, Washington Homeopathics. And I would get them in a 30C, and I would take 1 pellet. Now if you're sick, then I would take 1 pellet of each of those probably every 4 to 5 hours during the day. If you're trying to prevent illness, which you can do in homeopathy, you're kind of like pre-pushing out a virus that's lingering. Either your body's fighting it already, or it's around and it might be exposed to it very quickly. So what I did actually with my daughter, because my son, he went on a youth group trip, and he came back with a virus. I knew he probably would, because it was going around a lot of the kids, and he didn't sleep well, and he was eating a bunch of junk at the youth group trip over the weekend. And so he came back, of course he was sick. So we had to do that. But like for my other kids, I had to give these remedies, the Gelsemium, Eupatorium, Bryonia. I also put in there the Influenzinum, because I can muscle test, and that is a strong one. So I would recommend, if you don't have Influenzinum, to add that in the mix for this virus. And I kept giving that to my daughters like twice a day, in the morning and then evening, and they actually never got what he had. So, which usually doesn't happen if I'm not doing that. And my husband and I also didn't get it. So So anyways, yeah, it's a good thing to prevent. You can also use the remedy aconite, and within the first 24 hours, every 4 to 5 hours, give a dose of that in a 30C, and that can also kind of help push out a virus. So those are great ways to prevent it from happening. Now, if you're in the middle of it, I mean, I would definitely, I love this Xlear, Xlear. It's a xylitol saline rinse for the nose. When my kids, if they are sick, I use this on them every 2 to 3 hours, and it just everything in the sinuses and in the throat and the tonsils. The xylitol can get that spike protein or whatever virus is in there, kind of pushes it out. And I also use a diluted form of the hydrogen peroxide, probably if I do 1 teaspoon to 5 teaspoons of water, and then have them gargle with that every maybe 4 hours, just to get it out of the nasal passages in the throat, because that's where it's all starting usually. Also, I love, this is a new one. It's called, I've been using this because my daughter had some of that mycoplasma pneumonia in the fall, and so helping the lungs to heal. This is called Deep Lung Bronchial Support. And I love it because it has the mullein leaf in it. And also I would say quercetin. This doesn't have quercetin, but if you took this that has a lot of these different herbs in it, plus the quercetin and zinc, that's going to be helpful also for the lungs and just helping to repair the lungs. You can also use colostrum supplement is a new one that's kind of been out there, and that's just really supportive to the body. I love this 10X Health Optimized multivitamin that's all methylated already. So I talked about last time how it's important to have, if people have any genetic mutations like MTHFR, MTRR, COMTR, which about 40% of the population has that. So it's just good for everybody to have a methylated multivitamin. So that's always going to keep your immune system strong. If you're not being exposed to 20 minutes of sunlight a day, make sure you take a D3. I like Dr. Mercola, but there are other ones, a D3 supplement. Make sure every day you have enough vitamin D, because that's going to really help. If you do get sick, it's going to help it, bring it down quite a bit too. Now, if you're desperate and you're just really getting sick and you're getting scared and you're older and you're like, I don't want to get hospitalized for this, I would take, we have hydroxychloroquine in my house, just in case. We really don't have to use it, but it's just always there just in case, or ivermectin. I'm usually not a big person for medicine. In fact, my kids have, I think maybe one time we had to use antibiotics, and it was for the mycoplasma pneumonia, but they've never been antibiotics, they've never had a vaccine, never had a steroid, never, so I'm very pro natural healing. But I believe there are different viruses going out there that are possibly man-made or mutated from a man-made, and it's getting kind of scary. I don't remember when I was a kid, or many of you were children, having illnesses that lasted this long. It would maybe be 1 or 2 days of a cold or a flu or something, and then you're just back at it and your body is just fine. Now it's 5 to 7 days, and even after that you're still recovering for another 5 to 7 days, and never, it's really hard. So I'm just trying to give you as many good tips as I can from what I've seen and been hearing. Also, I love the Propolis Plus while you're sick is really great. There's other ones like elderberry and echinacea, things like that, vitamin C. So there's other good ones out there. Let's see. Yes, definitely make sure, your diet. We just don't eat, my husband and I don't eat sugar and white flour. My kids do every once in a while. We just don't keep it in the house. Unfortunately, extreme conditions call for extreme measures in society, and you just sometimes have to cut those things out. It's sad because, you think, why do we have to live this way? But it's going to help your immune system and your kids' immune system so much. Make sure you get enough sleep, low stress, and that's also really going to going to help. So there are a couple new bronchial tube remedies that I've been looking into this past couple months that are really help to heal that. So if you feel like a tickle or like this cough that just like tickles and you just doesn't end, it's kind of this dry cough and it's like right up in here. That's usually, it can be damage to the bronchial tubes, which can take a long time to heal. So the remedy is called Blada orientalis, and the other one's Stannum iodatum. Now, if you can muscle test, you can muscle test any remedy. That would be great to do with these and anything else. I also, if you don't know how to muscle test and you're like, what is she talking about? On my website, I have links to classes, books, things that you can do, because there are ways that you can find which remedy your body's going to actually respond to. Because if you just go ahead and take a remedy, like a lot of people, when I first talk with them about homeopathy, they'll just go to the natural store, they find a remedy that says flu or a cold or whatever, or cough, and they pick it up and they take it and it doesn't work, and therefore they say homeopathy doesn't work. Well, that's not how homeopathy works. There are many remedies for many different illnesses. So muscle testing helps you just like cut that down to, let's find maybe 1 or 2 instead of 20 that exist for a cough. Let's muscle test ourselves and make sure we know what's going to be the best fit, and so we can get better faster. Okay, about vaccines. I know a lot of you that have been my clients know where I stand about vaccines. I'm very much anti. I think they've never been properly safety tested. If you look at any of the safety tests, they've never been put up against a placebo. They've never been tested with other vaccines. So injecting these harmful chemicals like aluminum salts and formaldehyde, thimerosal, mercury, all these things can be really dangerous to the body, and I don't see any benefit. Really, I don't see anything that's worth the risk, especially for certain people who might be like more genetic mutations, have allergies, asthma, eczema. Those are the people I would say definitely avoid them. Also, you know, if you're worried about something like, oh, well, my doctor says I need it because so I don't catch pneumonia. Well, there are remedies for, let's say somebody has pneumonia near you. You can actually take the pneumonia remedy to prevent yourself from getting it if you know you'll be exposed. Or there's remedies to treat pneumonia. So, you know, a lot of times if you stay on top of that, you won't have to worry about being hospitalized. And like the pneumonia vaccine can actually shed that specific one onto others. So you may be taking it, let's say your granddaughter or somebody had a baby and they want you to take that vaccine to protect the baby. During 5 weeks after you get that shot, you can actually shed pneumonia onto other people. So I love the Children's Health Defense, which is Robert F. Kennedy, which I'm praying he gets confirmed very soon, because we desperately need help in our health organizations. There's so much corruption. So anyways, that's my spiel about vaccines. Also, if you'd like to detox any vaccines, I have seen people's immune systems boost so much by pulling out those toxins from their body. It's kind of like your body will hold those little bits of metal or chemicals with these white blood cells, and they just kind of float around trying to protect you, like they protect you from a virus, but they can't kill it because it's a toxin or a heavy metal. So when you actually pull those out, you kind of free up those white blood cells to then help you in illness and weakness and other viruses that may be going around. So I do recommend that if you don't even know where to start with vaccine detox, go on my website, integrativehomeopathics.com, and I do have a protocol there that you can follow. It tells you exactly what to do. So, or in my book also, it tells you the same. So, yes, going back to the post-illness, sinuses and lungs, I have seen people with like a runny nose for a month after they were sick. You can get a remedy called sinuses or carcinosinum sinuses that will help heal that. It's kind of like everything's all raw and inflamed, and so then you get a runny nose, which then turns into a cough because it's feeding your lungs. Now, there is a lung remedy called phosphorus, which can disconnect that. So like if you're having postnasal drip at night, and then your kid starts coughing at night or in the morning, you can use phosphorus for a little while to help that too. But I do have a colleague of mine. Her name is Sarah Allen, and she's great. And if you can't find any of these remedies, contact her. I'm going to give you her phone number, 903-445-6019. She has a remedy machine just like I do. I have 2 of them over there. And she can make, and she has access to all these remedies that I'm talking about. So, and she's just a great resource. Yeah, also if you want to access any old videos, if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful today, just click on this YouTube. There's other ones if you click on the YouTube link, and they will show you the other ones. And please feel free to spread the word. This is a free newsletter, and you can anybody can get access to it. And I hope you guys all have a healthy February and stay well. All right, take care. Bye.